What awaits Alara deeper in the enchanted garden? Will Alara's choice to help others lead to something unexpected? Let's find out. Kindness Garden, Part 2. Alara approached them slowly, her heart aching for the creatures. "What's wrong?" she asked gently. One of the rabbits with big watery eyes looked up at her. "We've lost our home. A storm destroyed our burrow, and now we don't know where to go." Alara knelt down, feeling a deep sense of empathy for the little creatures. "I can help you," she said with determination. "Let's find a new place for you to live." The animals perked up at her words. "Really? You would do that for us?" the deer asked, its voice soft and hopeful. "Yes," Alara replied. "You deserve a safe home, just like everyone else." The animals gathered around her, and together they began to search for a new place. Alara led them through the garden, looking for a suitable spot. She soon found a sunny area with plenty of grass and shelter from the wind. It was a perfect place for the creatures to build a new home. "Here, this is it," Alara exclaimed, pointing to the clearing. "You can make your home here. It's safe and has everything you need." The animals hopped and danced with joy, their fears forgotten. "Thank you, Alara. You are so kind," they cheered, their voices filled with gratitude. Alara felt a deep sense of joy as she watched the animals settle into their new home. They were busy digging and arranging soft grasses to make their burrow comfortable. Alara's heart swelled with happiness, knowing that she had made a difference in their lives. The old woman stood nearby, observing the scene with a proud smile on her face. "You have done well, Alara," she said, her voice warm and encouraging. "Your kindness has not only helped the creatures find a home, but it has also filled your heart with joy." "Thank you," Alara replied, her eyes shining. "It feels good to help others. I never realized how fulfilling it could be." The old woman nodded, her expression thoughtful. "Remember this feeling, for it is the magic of kindness. It grows within you and spreads to others, just like a seed." And speaking of seeds, with a gentle wave of her hand, the old woman produced a small, glowing seed from the folds of her cloak. It sparkled in the fading light, radiating warmth and light. Alara gazed at it in wonder. "This is a special seed," the old woman explained. "It holds the power of kindness. When you plant it, it will grow into something beautiful, spreading joy wherever it takes root." Alara's eyes widened with her excitement. "What should I do with it?" "Take it back to your village and plant it in the village square," the old woman instructed. "Let it grow and watch how it brings your community together." Alara accepted the seed with both hands, feeling its warmth pulse gently against her palms. "I will plant it right away," she declared, eager to share this magic with her village. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink, Alara said goodbye to the old woman. "Thank you for everything," she said sincerely. "I will always remember your lessons." The old woman smiled, her eyes twinkling. "You have the heart of a true gardener, Alara. Nurture kindness, and it will flourish." With a determined heart, Alara made her way back along the path. The garden seemed even more vibrant than before, as if it was celebrating her journey. She felt the energy of the enchanted place within her, and it gave her strength. When she reached her village, the stars were beginning to twinkle in the night sky. The familiar sights of her home welcomed her, but she felt different now, more aware of the beauty around her and the kindness she could share. Alara hurried to the village square, where the townspeople often gathered. The square was surrounded by houses and filled with laughter and chatter. As she approached, she could see her friends playing and her neighbors talking. "Everyone, I have something special to share," Alara called out, raising the glowing seed in her hands. The villagers turned to her, curiosity lighting their faces. "What is it, Alara?" asked her friend Mia, stepping forward. "I found this enchanted seed in a hidden garden," Alara explained. "It represents kindness, and I want to plant it here so that we can all share its magic." The villagers exchanged glances, some excited and others unsure. "But what if it doesn't grow?" asked an older man, his brow furrowed. Alara smiled brightly. "Kindness is like a seed. It needs love and care to grow. If we all work together, it will flourish." A hush fell over the crowd as they considered her words. Finally, Mia spoke up. "I think we should give it a try. Let's help Alara plant the seed." One by one, the villagers nodded, and soon everyone was buzzing with excitement. They gathered around Alara, eager to help. She felt a surge of warmth in her heart as they began to dig a small hole in the center of the square. Once the hole was ready, Alara carefully placed the glowing seed inside and covered it with soil. "Now we just need to water it and care for it," she said, her voice filled with hope. The villagers took turns pouring water over the seed. As they did, a soft glow began to emanate from the ground. Alara watched in amazement as the light grew brighter, illuminating the faces of her friends and neighbors. Suddenly, a gentle breeze blew through the square, rustling the leaves of the nearby trees. The villagers gasped in surprise as tiny green shoots began to sprout from the ground. The shoots grew, quickly reaching toward the sky as if eager to embrace the light. Alara's heart raced with joy. "Look, it's growing!" she exclaimed. The villagers cheered, their excitement filling the air. As the shoots continued to grow, they blossomed into beautiful flowers, each one unique and vibrant. The garden in the village square became a stunning display of colors: reds, blues, yellows, and purples. The flowers danced in the wind, and the air was filled with the sweet fragrance that spread joy to everyone around. Alara felt tears of happiness in her eyes. "We did this together," she said, looking at the villagers. "This is the magic of kindness." As the days passed, the garden in the village square flourished, and with it, the spirit of kindness grew stronger among the villagers. The colorful flowers bloomed vibrantly, attracting bees and butterflies. The sweet scent of the blossoms filled the air, making the village feel more alive than ever. Alara often visited the garden, feeling proud of what they had created together. Every day, villagers gathered around the flowers, sharing stories and laughter. Children played games while adults talked and helped each other. The garden had become a gathering place, a symbol of unity. One sunny morning, Alara decided to organize a special event to celebrate their beautiful garden. She wanted to encourage everyone to share their own acts of kindness and inspire more people to participate. "I will call it the Kindness Day," she declared to her friends. Mia, her best friend, jumped with excitement. "That sounds amazing! We can invite everyone in the village." Alara nodded enthusiastically. "Yes, we can share stories of kindness, plant more flowers, and even have a picnic." As the two friends planned the event, word quickly spread throughout the village. Everyone was eager to join in. They decided to gather on a Saturday when the weather was warm and sunny. Alara felt a buzz of excitement as the day approached. When Kindness Day finally arrived, the village square was filled with cheerful voices and laughter. Colorful banners hung from the trees, and a long table was set with delicious food. Villagers brought dishes to share, from fresh fruits to baked goods. The atmosphere was joyful, and Alara could feel the happiness around her. As the villagers settled down, Alara stood up to speak. "Thank you all for coming to Kindness Day. Today we celebrate our garden and the kindness we share with each other. Let's fill this day with stories of how we can help one another." The villagers clapped, and Alara felt proud. She invited anyone who wanted to share their experiences to step forward. One by one, villagers shared their stories of kindness. An elderly woman named Mrs. Green spoke first. "Last week, I saw a neighbor struggling to carry heavy bags of flour. I helped her carry them home. It felt good to lend a hand." The crowd clapped, and Elora smiled. Each story sparked a feeling of warmth and connection. A young boy named Leo shared how he had helped a friend fix his bicycle. "It was fun, and we laughed a lot," he said, grinning widely. As more people shared, Elora noticed something wonderful. The villagers began to brainstorm ways they could help each other more. Some suggested organizing weekly gatherings to help with chores, while others talked about starting a community garden where everyone could plant flowers and vegetables together. Elora felt her heart swell with joy. "These are fantastic ideas," she exclaimed. "By helping each other, we can create even more kindness in our village." After the storytelling session, it was time to plant more flowers in the garden. The villagers brought small pots filled with seeds, each representing their commitment to kindness. Elora guided them as they dug small holes and planted the seeds, explaining how kindness needed nurturing to grow. "Just like these seeds," she said, "kindness needs care and attention. If we take the time to help each other, our garden will flourish." With each seed planted, the villagers felt a sense of purpose. They laughed and chatted, feeling the bonds of community strengthen. Elora walked around, helping wherever she could, encouraging everyone to share their hopes for the garden. As the sun reached its highest point, the villagers enjoyed a delicious picnic together. They spread blankets on the grass and shared food, laughter, and stories. The garden surrounded them, vibrant and alive, a reflection of their growing friendship. After they finished eating, Elora suggested they play games. They organized a friendly competition, dividing into teams for sack races and tug-of-war. The sound of laughter echoed in the square as everyone joined in, forgetting their worries and celebrating the joy of being together. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow over the village, Elora called everyone together for one last activity. "Let's create a kindness tree," she announced. Curious, the villagers gathered around as Elora explained. "We will write our hopes for kindness on these paper leaves and hang them on the tree." She had brought a small tree branch and set it in a pot filled with soil. Each villager took turns writing their wishes for acts of kindness they hoped to share in the coming weeks. Some wrote about helping elderly neighbors with chores, while others wrote about volunteering at the local animal shelter. Each leaf represented a commitment to spreading kindness, and Elora felt a sense of pride as the tree filled up with colorful leaves. As night fell, the villagers gathered around the kindness tree, now filled with colorful leaves fluttering in the gentle breeze. The stars began to twinkle above them, and the garden glowed softly in the moonlight. "This is just the beginning," Elora said, her voice filled with hope. "Let's continue to grow kindness in our village, just like our garden." The villagers cheered, and a sense of unity filled the air. They knew they had created something special together, a place where kindness could flourish and where everyone felt welcome. As the event came to a close, Elora looked around at her friends and neighbors, filled with gratitude. She realized that the magic of the enchanted seed had not only transformed the garden, but had also brought the community together in a way she had never imagined. Walking home under the starry sky, Elora felt a warm glow in her heart. She knew that kindness was like the flowers in their garden, something that needed to be nurtured and shared. And with each small act of kindness, their village would continue to blossom, creating a beautiful and supportive community for all. As the weeks turned into months, the garden in the village square continued to thrive, just like the spirit of kindness among the villagers. The flowers bloomed in a riot of colors, and the air was always filled with their sweet fragrance. The kindness tree, with its colorful leaves, stood proudly in the center, a reminder of the promises everyone had made. Elora felt a deep sense of fulfillment every time she visited the garden. It had become a place where villagers gathered not only to enjoy its beauty, but also to support one another. She often saw neighbors helping each other, sharing meals, and working together in the community garden. One afternoon, as Elora sat among the flowers, She reflected on how far they had come. The enchanted seed had not just grown into a beautiful garden, it had transformed the entire village. People who once barely spoke to each other were now friends, united by the spirit of kindness. Alara felt grateful for the old woman who had guided her and for the magical lessons she had learned. The villagers decided to celebrate their achievements with a kindness festival. They planned activities, games, and performances to showcase their talents and share their stories of kindness. Alara helped organize the event, excited to see everyone come together once more. On the day of the festival, the village square was filled with laughter and joy. Colorful decorations hung from the trees, and delicious smells wafted through the air. Villagers set up booths to share food, crafts, and games. Alara felt proud as she watched everyone enjoying themselves. During the festival, many villagers took turns sharing their stories of kindness and how it had changed their lives. Alara was touched by how her small act of compassion had inspired so many. She realized that kindness was not just a single act. It was a continuous cycle that spread from one person to another. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the village, Alara stood in front of everyone and spoke from her heart. Thank you all for coming together today. Our garden and this festival remind us of the power of kindness. Let's continue to nurture it, not just here, but everywhere we go. The crowd cheered, and Alara felt a rush of happiness. She knew that kindness had taken root in their hearts, just as it had in the garden. The villagers made a promise to keep spreading kindness, ensuring that it would flourish for generations to come. As the stars twinkled in the night sky, Alara looked around at her friends and neighbors. She felt a deep sense of belonging and joy. The enchanted garden had brought them together, but it was their willingness to share kindness that truly made the difference. Alara smiled, knowing that the magic of kindness would continue to grow, just like the flowers in their garden. And with that thought, she looked forward to all the beautiful moments yet to come, knowing that they were all part of a wonderful journey together. The story ends here. If you're interested in hearing about a mirror that changed a girl's life, click the video here or follow the link in the description.